As I sit here, recalling the harrowing events that unfolded in my life, I feel compelled to share a story that goes beyond the realms of the ordinary. This is not a tale of fiction or the product of an overactive imagination. It's a recounting of the terror that visited me, wrapped in the cloak of ancestral folklore. My name is Cassie, and I grew up steeped in the rich tapestry of my family's stories, spun together by the hands of my late grandmother. Nai Nai, as we affectionately called her, was the keeper of our family's history, a repository of tales that spanned generations. Among the stories of triumphs, love, and loss, there was one that sent shivers down my spine: the legend of the Yi Nald Lushi. Nai Nai spoke in hushed tones about a creature that roamed the vast landscapes, a shapeshifter that donned the guise of humans, coyotes, and smaller deer. This malevolent entity, the Yi Nald Lushi, was said to be a harbinger of doom, a force that would infiltrate communities and deceive its prey before unleashing unspeakable horrors. The tales were a part of my childhood, enchanting and frightening in equal measure. However, as the years passed, the legends took on a different hue. The Yi Nald Lushi ceased to be a distant folktale. It became a whisper in the wind, an unspoken fear that lingered in the corners of my reality. Nai Nai's passing marked a turning point. The matriarch who wove the threads of our family's stories was gone, leaving behind a void that echoed with the resonance of lost tales. It wasn't long before the Yi Nald Lushi, once confined to the realm of stories, crept into the fabric of my existence. The first inkling of its presence manifested as a subtle unease. Shadows seemed to stretch a bit too long, and the night carried a weight that pressed upon my chest. At times, I caught glimpses of figures in my peripheral vision, indistinct shapes that vanished when I turned to face them. But it was the dreams that clawed at the edges of my sanity. Night after night, I found myself wandering through desolate landscapes, pursued by an unseen force that mirrored the descriptions of the Yi Nald Lushi. Its eyes, pools of darkness, bore into my soul, sending waves of terror that reverberated long after I awoke. As weeks turned into months, the supernatural intrusions escalated. Objects would rearrange themselves in my home, and inexplicable sounds echoed through the silence of the night. The air carried a palpable malevolence, a foreboding that permeated every room I entered. One fateful night, the boundary between folklore and reality blurred in a way I could never have anticipated. It started with an ominous howl, a sound that seemed to emanate from the depths of the surrounding wilderness. The air grew thick with an otherworldly tension as I stumbled upon strange markings etched into the soil around my home. Fear wrapped its icy fingers around my heart as the realization dawned. The Yi Nald Lushi was no longer a distant legend, but a malevolent presence that stalked me in the shadows. Panic set in, but a fragment of ancestral wisdom whispered in my mind: confront the creature, face the darkness, and emerge unbroken. Armed with a mixture of trepidation and ancestral resilience, I ventured into the night. The moon cast an eerie glow on the landscape as I navigated the familiar terrain that had become a hunting ground for the Yi Nald Lushi. Every rustle in the bushes, every fleeting shadow, heightened my senses to the impending threat. As the minutes stretched into hours, a haunting silhouette emerged from the darkness. Eyes, pools of darkness, met mine, and a guttural growl reverberated through the air. The Yi Nald Lushi had taken form, its presence tangible and suffocating. Fear clawed at my throat, threatening to choke the breath from my lungs. In that moment of dread, I summoned the stories of my ancestors, the resilience that ran through the veins of generations past. It was a battle not just against a supernatural entity, but a fight for the preservation of family lore and the strength that lay within the tales Nai Nai had woven. The encounter unfolded in a chaotic dance of desperation and survival. The creature shifted forms, its malevolence echoing through the night. I stumbled, fell, and rose again. Each moment a struggle against an adversary that defied the laws of nature. As the first light of dawn began to pierce the darkness, the Yi-Nald-Lushi retreated, its eyes narrowing into the shadows. It left behind a palpable silence, broken only by the echoes of my labored breaths. I had survived the night, but the scars, both seen and unseen, would forever mark me as a witness to the supernatural. In the aftermath, the Yi-Nald-Lushi seemed to withdraw, its presence dissipating like morning mist. The nightmares persisted, but the creature no longer materialized in the waking world. Life, in its mundane routine, resumed, but the echoes of that night lingered, a testament to the thin veil between folklore and reality. I share this story not as a proclamation of the supernatural, but as a testament to the mysteries that dance on the periphery of our understanding. The Yi-Nald-Lushi, once a creature of ancestral tales, became a living nightmare that left an indelible mark on my life. As I navigate the complexities of my mid-30s, I carry the weight of that encounter with the supernatural. The folklore of my ancestors is not just a collection of stories, it's a lineage of resilience, a testament to the enduring spirit that transcends generations. The Yi-Nald-Lushi may fade into the annals of memory, but the stories, the nightmares, and the ancestral whispers will forever echo in the corridors of my reality.